Hi, Manuel. Great to have you in the podcast of Want to Taste Talks Food Ingredients. We are talking about the alcohol beverage industry today with you. But before we go into more details about the decision to go to market, I would like to ask you to give me a quick introduction of yourself and of your company, of course.
Yes, hello. I'm Manuel. I run a family-owned company with my wife. My company is Delsa, and we develop and manufacture flavors for the food and drink industry. We started making lemon flavors. That is part of our name, but now we are making some more flavors. And well, that is basically what we are at. Development, a lot of development, and then manufacturing of flavors.
Wow. And where are you exactly?
We are based in Spain, in south of Spain, in Seville.
Okay, beautiful Spain.
A very nice city.
And you have great weather, I heard.
Yeah.
So
Great weather. The oranges are blossoming. Very
super.
nice.
Well, let's dive into it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the decision go to market. And what are important things in your perspective when a company, when one of your customers takes a decision to go to market? What are your thoughts around building up stocks, etc.? Can you share your insights?
Yeah, well, basically, we try to work hand in hand with. We prefer with the R&D department, and we try to keep in close contacts with their needs. So basically, we present several prototypes, and well, what we expect is that eventually they will choose one of them. We don't stick to one sample. We try to make their choice a little bit broader so that they can have more choices. So basically, we are committed to serving in 1 week time. So this puts a lot of pressure on stocks. So we are building big stocks, and that is an issue. And I up to now, even if it is an investment and it is a big investment, I think it's paying off because lead time we have discovered that for our client base is important.
I think that I very frequently mention that for the online business, lead times in the B2B is still a big challenge, and because the industry by itself, the ingredients industry, is used to have very long lead times, right? So that's interesting that you decided to build up your stocks, right? And to be able to deliver on I think a week is very acceptable in terms of lead time. But what is it that made you decide to take this route? And if you would look at your customers, what would you advise them? Would you advise them to do the same, or what would be your advice?
Well, precisely, we are doing this, and the selling point that we are trying to put forward is that if we keep the stock, then our clients will not have to do the same. So, on the one hand, it's very rewarding to receive your products very quickly, and that is an issue. And the other issue is that if you look at the needs to stock flavors, they are reduced, and if the lead times are short, they can have a bigger variety of flavors. So we are kind of working in that line.
Okay. Okay. And do you see, if you look at the activities inside Delsa, do you see certain peaks in development periods?
Yeah, of course there are. There are. If we are talking about the alcohol drinks industries, well, there is a peak of sales at the end of the year, and that pushes back, of course, development, production, preparing the launching. So we find ourselves starting at the beginning of the year with new projects that will start, that will be in the market at the end of the years.
So you would say that from start to end, your experience is that it's about 10 to 12 months period?
I would say so, and I would say so after we have started to know the client and to build trust, which is an important issue. And after we've tried to work together, then when we decide to work on a project, I should say that yes, it takes around 1 year.
Okay, yeah. And do you also help your customers in deciding which prototype they want to take to market? Is that something that you're involved in?
That is a two-way conversation. We get a request, but we try not to answer the exact question that we are being asked. If we have alternatives to the problem that they are trying to solve, or the launching that they are going to do, we try to give alternatives. But also we make suggestions, because since we know about trends, we try to give our opinion of other products that might work well. And sometimes you get a surprise that eventually some of the products that we've offered that were not initially requested are the ones that are going to be launched, that are going to be incorporated into the new products.
Wow. So and basically, you're saying that the process in your experience takes about 10 to 12 months. Your company can guide them along the way, and can support them with different inputs in trends and in potentially probably also some tasting exercises. Um, what if you now sit on the chair of your customer, what are his major challenges that he has? What for the small and medium sized enterprises, which is our the one to taste typical customer? What are their major challenges? Do you think?
I would say that there are a couple of challenges. One of them is getting things right. When you serve a flavor and it's the right one, they say, "Whoa, this is what I was looking for." And maybe they didn't know at the beginning what they were looking for. They didn't have the exact image, but once they get one that fits, that opens a window. So that's one thing. And the second issue is trust and reliability. We have to do it right the first time, but we have to continue doing it all along the process, and eventually this becomes the most important. You do it right the first time, but then you have to keep the momentum.
Yeah, yeah. What we in One to Taste, we obviously we track the times between sampling and ordering larger quantities, right? So we typically see that a project takes around 100 120 22 days. That sounds like an accurate number. It's just an average. It's probably a bandwidth, right? But that's for basic ingredients as well as it is for specialty ingredients like flavors. So if you would distinguish between the two, then probably flavors will take a longer period for product innovation and introduction versus the basic ingredients where you can take one out and put one in. But it's interesting to hear that from your end is that important when you take a product to market to do it right the first time. It sounds easy, but maybe as a last thought and to wrap things up, what what is doing things right the first time? What is the key under that message?
You have to spend some time in your development department in the formulation. Sometimes you get asked questions. They say, "Well, does your lemon flavor smell of lemon?" And you say, "Well, this is kind of obvious. It should be obvious." But then you go back to your lemon and you smell it and say, "Well, does it really smell of lemon? Of lemon? Do we have to make an effort?" And it's a simple question, and sometimes the answer is not so easy. But if you get it, if you work at the beginning, then you get the reward.
Okay. Well, I think that's very nice as a wrapping up of our conversation. Manuel, thank you very much for taking the time and talk with Want to Taste and with me today.
Thank you, Jasper. It's been very nice to talk to you.